All right, you've got your ukulele, your brand new ukulele, or perhaps you've taken it out of the closet and you've dusted it off. But it needs to be tuned before you play it. In fact, you'll find that you need to be tuning your uke just about every time you pick it up to play it. That's just one of the things that goes along with playing a stringed instrument. Whether it's a uke or a violin or a mandolin or a violin, you constantly have to be tuning it. One thing too is that taking it from one room to another or taking it outside or whatever, when the temperature changes and so forth, it's very sensitive and it'll detune. So you have to be constantly adjusting the tuning. So what we need to do is find some way or a standard reference to tune to. You can purchase little tuners at a music store, the ones you blow into that play the 4 strings. You can also get little tuners that you just push a button and it plays the note, and that plays all 4 strings. Be sure you get one for the ukulele though, because they have those little button ones that are for like mandolin and violin and guitar and whatnot. You just want to get one just for the ukulele. Or you can, if you've got a piano at home, you can get a reference note from a piano or from another ukulele, or now you've got this DVD. You can go to this lesson anytime you want and you can tune to me, minus that helicopter going over above us here at the park. All right, so one of the things to keep in mind if you're tuning to a piano is that the 4th string, and by the way we number them 1, 2, 3, and 4, the 4th string is the G above middle C. The 3rd string is middle C. The 2nd string is E above middle C, and the 1st string is A above middle C. Now, here's a little demonstration of the piano keyboard, and you'll see the notes that I'm indicating how you find those on the piano. By the way, if you look at your piano, you see the brand name of the piano. It says Baldwin or Yamaha or whatever right in the middle. Okay, there's 2 black keys right in the middle there, okay? The white key just before those 2 black keys is middle C, because it's in the middle of the piano. That's how you find middle C. So take a look at this little demonstration of the piano keyboard, and then come on back and we'll tune our ukuleles to those notes. Okay, so let's tune our ukes. We'll start with the 4th string, which is G above middle C. Now we go to the 3rd string, which is middle C. Now we go to the 2nd string, E above middle C. And the 1st string, A above middle C. Fourth string, G. 3rd string, C. 2nd string, E. And 1st string, A. And there you go. All right, so you think you've got it in tune now. Okay, I'm going to play a G chord, and I think I'm kind of in tune. It's pretty close. There's a G chord. If you want to try your C chord along with me, try that. How about try an A minor chord? Whenever I tune my ukulele, those are the 3 chords I always try out just to make sure everything's in tune. If those don't sound right, then I go back and I adjust my strings individually. Now keep in mind that, like I say, if you move from one room to another, outside the house, back in or whatever, you're going to need to adjust it again. The other thing to keep in mind too is that if you're playing along with recordings or YouTube lessons or whatever they might be, you may be slightly off from the performers, and that's pretty typical. Doesn't mean that your ukulele's out of tune. It could mean that they're out of tune. But keep that in mind. You may not always be right in tune with them. One other thing to keep in mind too is that when you're turning the knobs of the strings, don't over tune. Don't go higher than you should, because then you might break the string, or worse yet, you might break the ukulele. So you want to make sure you've got a good standard reference, either your piano or a tuning pipe, or a little one of those little things that you push the button and it makes the notes. The other thing you can get to is electronic tuners. You'll need a little more education to figure out how to work those things, but generally they attach to the head of the ukulele, and you turn them on, and when your uke is in tune, you see the little arrow like dead center, and you think, well, that's pretty close. I tend to use my ear more than anything, because I know my ear tells me when it sounds right. The little electronic ones will get them close for me, but for me, I still like to tune by ear. So, and the other thing too is if you can memorize that little melody. The old traditional words are, my dog has fleas. Now I teach ukulele in my school, and I've got like classes every day, and I've got 30, 40 ukuleles I've got to be tuning all through the day. I've gotten to the point where all I have to do is just pick up the uke and go. And I make the adjustments, put it down, go to the next uke. After a while of tuning, your ear gets a memory. You actually start to develop a memory of what the notes should be. So tuning takes practice just like anything else, and that's why I call this a lesson. This is our first real lesson, and if you need to tune your uke, come back to me on this lesson and go right into it. And remember, as you go through these lessons, come back to them. Don't feel like you have to rush through the whole thing, or you've got to spend forever on each lesson either. You can move along and then come back and relearn some things. And also, you can go to my YouTube channel, Music Teacher 2009, and find other lessons on there that might be appropriate to you as you start to develop your skills and techniques. So enjoy it, and happy strumming.